What is any of this? That's f***ed up bad. Oh no! How does that happen? Was that the top? Who gave me adult money and permission to try things? My great problem in life is that I think I can do anything with enough perseverance and dedication and marginal amounts of research. I'm a bit of a dice goblin. It's a problem. I have so many in so many random places. And someone in the comments of one of my shorts this week made the mistake of telling me just how cheap it actually was to try and make some dice of your own. And my idiot can do anything brain decided we're gonna do it. And I thought about doing this before. I ordered a bunch of these little silicone molds forever ago, but I don't think they're super great because I'm missing some ends to them. This is a friggin' huge D20. There's some dice shapes in here that I've never even seen before. I could try them, but you know, we'll try some other things, I guess. Yeah, first part of this is just gonna be unboxing. You're welcome. A bunch of epoxy resin coloring. I do have a little bit of a vision in my mind, and these are supposed to be some translucent colorings. It's supposed to come with some like little leaflets. There's one in the box. And some of my favorite dice is like the Dispel dice that I have. They've got little, well, you can't see that on the camera. Why am I showing you? So what is in here is, yes, we have the leaflets. And then a bunch of tubes. Yay tubes. This is supposed to be some kind of all-purpose kit. This should be my mold. Yes, this is the dice mold. That's not bad. I like the font too. God, this box is falling apart. That bodes well for this whole thing. This is gonna go so great. Scrapey majig. Another scrapey majig. Toothy picks. Not picks. What are these? Popsicle sticks, right. And then this will be dice. I got gloves. I got cups. We should have all of the ingredients. But we don't know what we're doing. That's the primary problem here, is I bought everything and I don't know how to use it. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But in order to fulfill the vision that I have in my brain, I took a little trip over to my storage unit to get a little something special. If I can find them. I wanna see if I can put a little Lego skull inside of my D20. I just think that would be very cool. I don't know, I guess I might be able to make a full set of Lego skull dice. Okay, I probably should have read about this online. Combine thoroughly. Use heat gun, torch lighter, or vacuum chamber to remove bubbles. A vacuum chamber? I have a torch lighter, I guess. It doesn't say I need a respirator. Oh, no, there we go. Avoid breathing mist vapors spray. What did I buy? Am I gonna die? I might die. At least my death will be content. Preparation. It says 1. Gather the materials and safety gear. Gloves, safety goggles, respirator. Choose a well-ventilated area. Maybe we do this outside? How do you clean a mold? Lego's not porous, is it? Oh my God. What is any of this? Apparently. It doesn't say how to clean the mold. How am I supposed to clean the mold? Equal part mixture. Okay, great. Mix the resin and hardener slowly. So you don't wanna whip it up. You're not making whipped cream. You're making resin. Mix it first, then add. Do I need a respirator? Let me Google this. Can I use like a K95? Depends on a few factors. What are the factors? What does it depend on? Do I need a respirator? Let's just see how strong this is. If I can even open it. Oh my God. It's not bad. Oh, this is the one that says vapors. This is the one we should check. Right? Should probably be wearing gloves. I'm not good at this. Who gave me adult money and permission to try things? This is not the worst, you know. What I'll do, I'll open the windows. I'll put on a mask. I'll turn on some stuff, bring my air purifier over here. Might be a little loud, but I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a shot, right? Let's try. So right away, my keyboard did not want to cooperate as I turned my tiny desk into a usable workspace. So we just threw a garbage bag over the top of it. Then these cups did not want to come apart, so I really had to work it. And I didn't have a third cup to do the mixing in, so I stole my wife's La La Land cup and decided to just get her a new one. But then pouring the things into equal proportions and actually mixing it together went relatively well, so that was a success, at least. I'd seen enough online to know that a little bit of this dye goes a very, very long way, so I erred on the side of very little, and it, kind of worked out, I guess. And swirling all the colors together was extremely satisfying. I mean, my God. Looked good. I was happy. But then we get to the gold leaf stuff, which turned into the hardest part of the entire mixing process. It did not want to break up. so I just wound up mixing forever. It sucked. But we did well enough that we just went straight ahead into pouring everything into the molds, which, you know, went good for the big guy. Then putting the Lego skulls into the resin in the mold was easy-ish. But they're like little tubes that have air trapped inside, so they kept floating up, and I kept having to rotate them to try and make the things filled with resin. I had to do it many times, so it was extremely frustrating, and I kept spinning them endlessly until I just gave up and threw the cap right on top. Hooray. But then I still had a bunch of excess resin, so I'm like, alright, why don't we just go ahead and try to make some other thing? So we took that little Lego skeleton and popped it into the giant D20 mold. But the design of these extra little things is just so stupid hard to get the cap on top. I mean, I really struggled. Then I still had more dice. Let's just go ahead and use one of these little shapes I've never seen before. And then the cap was equally annoying to put on, and I wanted to die. Okay, so we are done. Now we just have to wait. I guess this takes 72 hours to dry. 3 days from now, we'll see how badly we did. I don't know. Predictions are optimistic-ish, except for those randos. So it's been about, what time is it? 1. Like 12 hours. But it feels like these are already mostly dry. So I can already tell that this little guy right here is kind of messed up. Let's try and open it. Life is watching quietly from the sidelines as we try to open this up. Ooh, here you go. Weird little plastic bits. Oh, it's definitely set. Holy crap. That is definitely a die, but up the top there. See? Look, because this mold is really weird. It's got like a tiny hole I'm supposed to fill stuff in on top. I need some kind of dropper thing to go through there. So the giant one up too. This is the same problem with the mold. We're gonna crack this one open too. This one is the one I put the Lego skeleton in, but I would really like to have this as a real die. Oh yeah, that's up bad. There's a deep old cavity in there. However, it looks pretty cool. Oh shit, these are done now. Well damn. So, ignoring the up top, this turned out really cool. Holy shit. These are done. They're all done. Maybe we just do the full... I think we do the full opening. We tested our little sacrificial pieces here. Unfortunately, there were some cavities on the top, which was expected. Otherwise, it turned out really cool, and it's got like the cool effect with the skeleton inside, so I would absolutely redo this. Salvage the top. This was our tester piece to see if it was done. And if the giant D20 is done, that means everything else is done. So we're gonna go ahead and crack this baby open and see what kind of dice we have made. Something is very satisfying about peeling off the extra bits. There's no bubbles or anything happening in there, so that's exciting. I think maybe we done good. There's a little bubbling happening. Wow. Around the skulls, there's a little bit of bubblies happening. Just some small ones. Things that I can fill or that I can deal with. But otherwise, looking pretty dice-shaped, I'd say. It works. Oh, that's the most satisfying feeling. Oh, it's like that feeling when you put a bunch of glue on your hands when you're in school. Come on. Okay, so whatever happens here, the first thing that's going to come out is the D4. So we're just going to go ahead and pull it, because I can't pull the skin off of that without just taking it all the way out. So first dice coming out of the mold. Oh, has the tiniest of issues. For some reason, the top came off. Maybe it's like a bubble or something, but I could sand that, I guess. Just won't be sharp corners on the mouth counter. But look at that. God, it's so cool. It's almost exactly what I was hoping it would be. I'm gonna save the D20 for the last. D10's coming out. Oh no! There's a big bubble on this side of this one. Damn, how does that happen? Was that the top? Figure out how to fix these bubbles. There's gotta be a way. There has to be a way to fix the bubbles. It's so cool, except for that big old divot on top. We'll do the other D10 that I think was a little more successful. Oh, this one's perfect. It's a different kind of skull, but see? That's fucking rad. Oh boy. Just hope more than anything the D20 turned out okay. Pull out all the others at once. Yes, D8. Looking like a dice. D12. It's in there deep. Okay, that's cool. I think I made something very cool. Oh, the D6. Oh, the D6 is so cool. Oh my god. Look at them. They're like actual dice. This one's very cool. It's a great D12. The D6 is especially neat. That one turned out great. They're all pretty good with some minor flaws. So we just have to test the last one and hope for the best. The most important dice of all. No bubbles on top. Oh. Wow. That's pretty damn cool. Look at that. Hell yeah. Overall, it's a relatively successful experiment. We made dice, according to the internet. These sacrificial ones, like this giant D20, might be totally okay. I've got one D10 to fix and some bubbles to just generally fill, because the corners got a little messed up by bubbles of air. What I don't have is like a heat gun or a vacuum chamber, because who has one of those things just sitting around? But that's what like you're supposed to use to get rid of like the bubbles and stuff in this before you actually pour. I was okay if these would have been totally destroyed, but we're pleasantly surprised. They're effective dice. We made dice, and boy was that a freaking chaotic mess of a journey. I will be doing this again at some point. I don't know what the next ones will be, because this is a pretty cool first attempt. It'll be pretty hard to figure out something to follow that up. Dice. That dropped one already.